Hi everyone, it's Melissa with another craft activity for you. Today I thought I'd show you how to make abstract glue paintings. This is a project that's a little bit different than what we've been doing for these virtual craft videos, but it's a lot of fun, it's super easy, and you only need a few materials for it. The first thing you're going to need for today is some glue. I have here just basic Elmer's glue in a little squeeze bottle that I can use. You're going to need a piece of paper, preferably construction paper or like a thicker paper. I have here just some black construction paper, but you can use any color you'd like. And then you're going to need something to color in your glue painting. I will be using kind of these Crayolas from an old art kit that I have, but you can also use things like crayons or colored pencils or watercolor paints, basically anything you'd like to use that will show up on whatever color paper you're using. And once you have all of that, you're actually ready to get started. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is make a glue outline for your painting. And that can be any shape you'd like. If you wanted to do a series of circles or a bunch of squiggles all together, the only thing that you need to do is make closed shapes when you're doing this. So for today, I'll probably do a spiral, and you're just going to take your glue and draw with it. And if there's a spot that doesn't have glue on it, you can always go back and fill it in. So like I've missed a spot here, I can go back and fill it in. The important thing to know is that you're going to make this glue outline and then you're going to let it dry. So the more glue you use, the longer it will take to dry. So just something to keep in mind. If you wanted to make this a two-part project where you draw in glue first and then come back, the next day and do the second part, that's definitely an option you can do. But you just want to keep in mind that the glue will take a little bit of time to dry. So I've finished constructing my spiral, and I said that I needed closed shapes for this project. So what that means is I am now going to break my spiral up so it has compartments, and you'll see later we're going to color in each of those closed shapes. So you can divide your painting up however you would like. I'll probably just divvy up my spiral kind of like a shell. Alright, so I have made the shape that I want. I've made closed shapes within that, and now I'm just going to wait for my glue to dry. Alright, so it's been a little while. My glue has dried. You can see my glue dries clear, and it kind of makes this like shiny outline of my shape, of my spiral. So the next thing I'm going to do is to color in each of these chunks of the spiral. Each closed shape can be colored in. So I'm going to take my Crayolas and just start coloring. And again, if you're not using Crayolas, crayons, colored pencils, whatever you'd like to use is totally fine. But I'm going to take my Crayolas and start coloring. So one of the things you can do is actually combine numbers of colors within these little closed shapes. Like I have put down some yellow right here. I'm going to add some green in the same shape. And you'll see when we come to the next step, I'll actually be able to combine the two colors. If you're using things like crayons and Crayolas, that'll work for this. If you're using watercolors, you can always put more than one layer or more than one color in a closed shape. Really experiment, see what works for your medium, and see what you like the look of. Alright, so you can see I've colored in roughly all of the sections of my glue painting. So for people who are using things like Crayolas and crayons, there's one extra step that you can do that I will be doing. If you're using watercolors or colored pencils or anything like that, you don't really need to do this step. I can only get so close to the glue outline with my Crayolas. But I also want to blend my Crayola colors together. So for that, I'm going to take a piece of paper towel. You can also use a piece of toilet paper or tissue. And I'm going to rub in the colors so they spread out and are more uniform. So let me show you what that looks like. All right. So I just did the kind of pale orange color, and you can see it's much closer to the glue outline now. It's filling up the whole page. It did get a little duller, so if that's something that happens that you would like to fix, you can always add another layer of color. And then do the same thing and rub it with the tissue. Or you can leave it plain if you prefer it to look like this. But the cool thing is, the glue actually makes the outline for all of these shapes, and it's something that if you color on it, you can just wipe it away, and you'll see at the end it makes this really cool outline pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and rub in the rest of these, and then I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so here is my finished piece. You can see that all of the shapes are very distinctive from each other, and they have this great outline on each of them. That's where the glue is. It makes this clear, resistant outline to your shape. And anywhere that I put two colors, like this blue one or this purple shape, I've put two colors and I've blended them together. You can see there's a little bit of color difference in there. So go ahead and play around with that. The pastel colors that I was using worked best on the black paper as opposed to the regular colors, but I also did one on blue paper with just primary colors from the same exact kit, and it came out a little bit sharper. So this is really an experimental abstract art. You know, play around with it, see what you can do. In this blue one, I also did abstract shapes. I did a lot of squiggles and things like that. You can play around with that. It's a really great process art to do. So that's it for today, for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!